where do people go from there? And I think what I'll suggest is a lot of folks are starting with a QRZ logbook, QRZ.com, right? It is the easiest way to get started. Now, again, we're not sponsored by QRZ. And if you don't like their software, I totally understand. There's a million ways to QSL. There's a million ways to log. But the QRZ logbook, if I'm a brand new ham, I'm going to have a page that they've generated for me as a result of me being licensed. And I'm going to have a button right there that I could say, start my logbook. And it takes 5 seconds to get a logbook going. And right on the web page, there's an option to enter a call, click add a QSO, add a thing that I've done on the radio, and then I'm going to record the band, the mode.
You can't log yourself.
Yeah. Band, the mode, right? The frequency, and then the RST, and how much power. And I can hit save record, and I have just started on the path to online logging, right? It does not have to be difficult. And I think that a lot of folks, when we're getting started, don't know where to go. And QRZ is a really good starting point. I love what they've done with the QRZ logbook and making it so accessible for a beginning ham, or maybe a technophobic ham. Maybe I'm just not usually a computer guy. I'd rather do it a different way. It's a really easy way to get started with logging, and it's a really good way to get a bunch of confirmations, because there are a ton of folks that got started just like you on QRZ. And confirmations come through QRZ very rapidly.
And I would say James. QRZ is the most, let's say, integrated platform from logbooks to a service.
Whether you like it or not.
And it has a freemium version or free version. And then, of course, you can pay for more services like an API to output your logs and stuff like that as well. So there are a lot of upgrades if you're interested. And they have their own award system, too. Which can be a lot of fun.
Those can be a lot of fun. And I for me, the QRZ logbook has become my logbook of truth. That's where everything everything's uploaded to for me. That's where I double check everything. I mean, we have all these other platforms. There's a number of them that have come up. I like a lot of these things. I like a lot of these software packages, online programs, but QRZ became, when I really got actually logging, was the easiest place, because they do offer import and export. It made it to be the easiest place for me to get started. Everything went in there, and then I went from there when I needed to get it to the other places as well.
There's something to be said for QRZ's exposure to amateurs in general, right? Everybody knows QRZ.com, and that means that you have a really good chance of confirming a QSO through their logbook system. And that's a really encouraging way to start logging. It's a really encouraging way to start seeing your QSLs roll in. And so that's a really good starting point. But you've heard us say already, LOTW, Logbook of the World. The real gold standard for logging. If you're going to build a base that you want to have awards be generated out of, the Logbook of the World is really where you need to land. And of course, the ARL and I believe Yaesu sponsor Logbook of the World still to this day. The site is an older feeling site. The setup is a little more difficult. And we understand that, again, the reason QRZ is favored for beginning hams is because it doesn't take long to get started. But with Logbook of the World, you want to have that available to you at some point, so you should really go through the process. And it's a little bit more cumbersome, guys. Who walked through Logbook of the World's experience?
A little.
And, who walked through their Logbook of the World experience and wants to talk a little bit about like what the experience looked like?
I still fumble. I'll let Rory take this one, but I still fumble through Logbook of the World and their process. But I will say ARL.org on their website, if you search Logbook of the World, there are a lot of setup videos and how-to information out there. But it may be, when we laugh at ham radio websites being old and GeoCities 1990-esque. That's Logbook of the World to a T.
So we have to think about Logbook of the World and when it was created. I don't know the year, but we back up a few steps to what we were just talking about with paper QSL cards. People used to have to bundle up their bundle of QSL cards, send them to a QSL card checker, or go to a swap or Hamvention where there was a QSL card checker.
Authenticity checking.
Stand in line and have these people go through and figure out whether they were eligible for Worked All States, DXCC, any of the awards. That was like that for an exceptionally long time. When Logbook of the World came onto the scene and said, we're going to electronically validate these awards, they had to put a lot of processes in place at that time because the hams had a lot of questions of how are we actually going to guarantee that this is real.
Yeah, the credibility was
there. Everyone talks about Logbook of the World, of course, to get your initial password is a postcard process, and you have to wait for that to come in the mail. I think in some occasions now that does come by email, but it has to go to your address of record on your license to get started with your Logbook of the World. It was a whole thing. So that's why I think Logbook of the World is as clunky as it seems to be. They were coming out of the dark ages when they created that.
And I've heard rumors that they're looking to update it, but for those watching this podcast, there are ads flashing at me as I'm showing Logbook in the World, and it is very distracting. And I was in here just trying to show your QSOs.
Well,
and I'm also fumbling through that process as I'm trying to do that.
If you hit most recent QSLs, it'll show you the most recent confirmed ones, and that's probably the easiest way. There you go.
Oh, look, that's a WEDDH one. Apparently, we worked me. Okay.
So I think you guys said a couple of things here, which I want to reiterate, right? Logbook of the World is tougher to set up, but don't let that dissuade you from doing it because everybody that operates seriously now has set up a Logbook of the World. It really has become the sort of, what do I want to say? If Bitcoin is the crypto gold standard, Logbook of the World is the gold standard for ham radio logging, right? Like there's just a funny comparison. Like there's lots of logbooks, right? Just like there's lots of different cryptocurrency, but Logbook of the World really is kind of the Bitcoin of the logging world. It is the thing that a lot of folks are using as their source of truth, and everything else sinks into it. The reason it is because some of the most prestigious awards come from the ARL's Logbook of the World check. And what are those? DXCC is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest pieces of what folks joke is wallpaper. They're awards that you're going to get if you're interested in chasing those types of things. Logbook of the World is free to set up. And just like QRZ is, it's a little more involved. But if you want to submit for awards out of Logbook of the World, you must be an ARL member, and they do charge you for the award and per QSL. So you have to really be careful because it can get costly when you get into the logbook experience. But I digress. If we keep it on the high level here, guys, Logbook of the World, you should go get it, but it maybe isn't your starting point if you're getting started with logging, and it's a really good thing to have in the back of your...
And again, going back to what I was talking about earlier, getting your QSOs into Logbook of the World might help someone else. You never know. It's good to have them in there. It actually shows you when you start working towards those awards who the person was, who the QSO was that gave you credit for that particular state or that particular country, and it's actually fun to see which one was the one that gave you credit. So each QSO counts.